So Olivia Buzaglo and Jason Cundy still with me, Hugh Woozencroft. Let's take a look ahead at the latest FA Cup action with McDonald's then. Of course, it's the final. And you mentioned before that there's always the nerves jangling and there's always a possibility, as we heard from out there on Olympic Way, that you can, anything can happen in a cup final. But of late, Chelsea haven't delivered what we've expected them to do. You look around, you see the fans here, that confidence of being with the Blues. Do you think you can? There's a spirit amongst the football club, and actually it's become more defiant this season. It almost feels like, at times, Chelsea against this ownership group. It's united the fans in many ways. The feeling of being an underdog coming to Wembley today is an unusual one for Chelsea fans, but it might galvanise the group. I actually,
when I think back to the finals that we've won, the big moments, a lot of the times we have been underdogs, and I do think maybe that just suits us a little bit more. You look at the way we play, Jace, me and you have sat there a million times and spoken about how we can't deal with teams that sit back and we've got to break them down. We know what Manchester City are like. We know they're not going to play like that. That means we have got space in behind and on the counter, but that's when you have to utilise those players like João Pedro, who is so good at what he does, even when he's up there on his own with two defenders. But you have to take your chances against this Manchester City team, and one thing is for sure, Chelsea will get chances today. If you look at the City performances, especially over the last month or so, okay, yeah, they've been winning, but the teams that they've played against, look at the Everton game. Yep. How many chances they gave up in that game? And I just think the chances will be there for Chelsea. The difference is, we know Erling Haaland will take his half chance. Will we take ours?
I just wonder, Liv, about the fitness of Levo Colwell. Has to start for me. He's had a week off now, okay? He was outstanding. We really missed him. Yeah. I don't want to go back and be one of this fans, what if, but I can only imagine what Chelsea might have looked like if he was fit 2 months earlier. Yeah. That's gone, but he's a massive plus. Reece has got to start for me.
But we had this conversation on Inside Chelsea before talkSPORT, actually. Well, where do you want Reece James to start, Jay? So we starting him in midfield, or we starting him at right back?
Well, that's Jolien and myself and you had this conversation about. He was suggesting that maybe if we go to a 4, if Pedro Neto is fit, I think he may go with a 4 to get that pace out in the wide areas. He is the opinion if he plays a 3, maybe restarts on the right-hand side of a 3 at the back.
There's too many ifs
to deal with. There's a lot of ifs.
There's too many ifs they're fit, if they're 100%.
No, but I think...
Well, we know Reece is going to start regardless, right? Reece is back. He's going to start. But
also, sorry, Liv, it's the pace from João Pedro Neto, as we saw in the semi, is absolutely crucial. If we are going to play that style where we can get in behind them, we need pace.
But is it more crucial than having Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez centrally together in front of that midfield too? Because I'm not sure. I think I would rather maybe play 3 at the back, have Cucurella and the thing is, do you want Reece James as a wing back, or do you want him to counter Doku? Because actually he is the most in-form City player right now, and every time he cuts in on his right foot, it looks like it's going to be bent in the top corner. You've got to have someone that's a good one-on-one defender that can send him down the line. So I think Callum McFarlane, listen, he'll know what to do. He'll do whatever he thinks is right. But I think that is one really interesting point, is Reece James is our best player, him and Cole Palmer, when both playing at the top of their games. And we need Reece James at both ends of the pitch today. So it's a really difficult one. And I can't believe we're in a situation where we don't even know what formation we're going to play.
No, and there have been some niggles. And the Pedro Neto, I hope, is fit. We need that. And then we talk about Sanchez. That's another one that we've not touched on.
I think he said he was fit.
Right, okay, so yes, he is going to be crucial, because even though he's had an indifferent season, shot stopping, he is one of the best.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says, but ball at his feet is where he lets his game down, and then his concentration levels really do wane.
Olivia, let me ask you about the big news. I mean, you're looking forward to an FA Cup final, but you might have a new manager announced by the end of today in the shape of Xabi Alonso. Yeah. What's your reaction?
I mean, it's just so Chelsea, isn't it, to be in an FA Cup final and potentially straight after it name another manager. I think out of the options that were on the so-called list of the managers that Chelsea spoke to, he and Andoni Iraola were probably the 2 that I was favouring towards. I think he was unfairly treated. At Real Madrid, I think his record was actually pretty good while he was there. My only worry is, and I know comparing the Real Madrid dressing room is very different to comparing the Chelsea dressing room, but obviously there was issues in that dressing room, and it does feel like there may be issues in ours. I really hope that because of the player he is, he will just gain that respect automatically, even though he should always have it. But I'm a little bit excited. However, off the back of the Liverpool performance last night, I'm thinking,
Get
can we
it
get it done sooner rather than later?
I just wonder what Liverpool fans are feeling, because there's a lot of them, you and I just touched on it, that are considering whether they want Slot as manager next year. And if Xabi Alonso is tied up, then that ship has sailed. There's all of this mechanics going on as well.
Rory made a good point, didn't he? Saying, well, has he just said he's interested in Chelsea to sort of make
Smoke them out.
to sort of like make Liverpool move? But listen, it's not in Liverpool's the way that Liverpool work. I don't think they're going to get rid of Arne Slot, even though maybe fans maybe think differently.
Very quickly before you go, Jason said a little bit earlier on he'd be okay with Chelsea pulling out of the Conference League should they make it.
No, hold on a second.
He said he'd be fine with it.
No,
do you agree? No, let Olivia answer.
What did you say, Jace?
I said it is, from what I've heard, an option for
and
Chelsea.
you said you would agree with it.
I know. What I said was that the Conference League, if financially
it's
it makes sense, to wipe the slate clean with UEFA, look, you've got to trust someone who knows the books.
Yeah, listen, the Conference League was made for teams like West Ham, who won it, like Crystal Palace, who
Thank you, Liv.
I just think it's made for teams like that. That's why Chelsea last season were by far and away the best team in it.
It wasn't
and
fair.
we only played our good players in the final, and then we ended up winning it. I think it's a little bit unfair for a team like Chelsea, regardless of the state we're currently in, with the players we've got, to be playing in the Conference League, because we will go and win it comfortably.
Okay, all right.
Do you not get my point here?
Yeah, no, Liv, I'm with you.
Another snooty Chelsea fan. They're all the same. Very quickly, score prediction for today.
I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. João Pedro with the winner. Up the Chelsea.
There you go.
Chelsea.
Olivia Buzaglo, thank you very much indeed. We are going to head out onto Olympic Way. Our roving reporter, Anil Kandola, is currently down there chatting to some fans. Anil.
Yes, thanks, Hugh. I'm here outside Wembley now. It's grey skies, but who knows? This could be the calm before the storm. I'm joined now by Dan, the Chelsea fan. Dan, it's a bit of a strange time to be a Chelsea fan at the moment, isn't it?
It is at the moment, yeah. Not got a lot of confidence in this ownership, but hopefully we can do the job today.
Yeah, definitely. And look, it's a cup final. Anything can happen. It's almost like the changing of the guard. It always used to be Chelsea known as the team who were really the ones at Wembley as their second home. And now it's almost Manchester City. So who do you think, which side of the blue do you think is going to get the win this afternoon?
Oh, it's definitely going to be Chelsea today. Chelsea on a one-off game all the time, we'll win.
Yeah.
Just, if I had one wish, bring back Drogba for this game.
Oh.
But yeah, I think we can do it today.
Who knows, João Pedro might be the new Drogba, and it could all happen today. I just want to get your opinion, of course, before I let you go in terms of Xabi Alonso. It does seem that he is going to be the next man in charge at Stamford Bridge. Are you confident that he's going to be the one to change the fortunes almost, if you like?
Yeah, I think he'll do the job. He's obviously he's been at Real Madrid. He's got a bit of pedigree about him, so yeah, I think he'll do well. Bit of Spanish influence, yeah. Bit of tiki-taki football. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, you can never say no to that tiki-taka football. And very finally, before I let you go, what's the score going to be this afternoon live on talkSPORT as Manchester City take on Chelsea in the final?
2-1 Chelsea. Up the Chelsea.
And there you go, a confident Chelsea fan, reasonably confident. Will they have a chance to be confident later on? We'll find out. Back to you, Hugh.
Always got to back your team, Anil. Thank you very much.